how is Final Fantasy?
Oh my god. Uh, I don't know how far I am. Like, I know what I did that I could tell you, but that could be spoilers.
Is it press one button, cutscenes, no RPGs?
The gameplay?
Yeah.
Dude, the game is weird to me because
Here
I'm
we
having
go.
fun with it, but it's not. It doesn't feel like I'm playing Final Fantasy.
Yeah, there it is.
I know I heard people saying they hate it because of that, but I'm not hating the game. I'm having a lot of fun. But it's so weird because you could literally title the game something else and I would believe you. The only reason it's Final Fantasy is just because it has the characters and stuff like that in it. That's how I feel.
You see, I completely agree. I haven't even touched the game, but I know for a fact that to me, like, I guess like the fan base is divided, but not in a bad way. No one is saying that the game is necessarily terrible. It's just that it's not Final Fantasy.
But yeah, but that's the bad thing. There's some people who are very angry at that. They're saying like, this isn't a Final Fantasy game. And there's other people who are like fucking egging them on.
There's other people who are like, this game is such piss baby easy, from what I heard.
I mean, I don't know if you beat the game, you unlock like what's the thing in Devil May Cry? That's Sparta mode. Is this Sparta mode, the hardest one?
Dante must die.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Dante must die. Like, I don't know if you beat the game, you get a high difficulty, but from what I can tell, it looks like you could either pick easy or normal when you start, and it isn't that hard. But I don't know how far I am. Maybe later on in the game it does get hard.
I've heard things like people say that the game like doesn't. It feels like it doesn't know what it wants to be because it's not as complicated as like DMC.
No.
It's very like, oh, it's just trying to be DMC.
There's stuff in it where it's like you stole that from DMC. Like the moves, like you got a stinger, you got snatch, you got fucking. Oh, what is that move from Dante with the rebellion?
You mean the spinning one?
Yeah, like, is it propeller? Is that literally what it's called?
I don't fucking remember the name of it, but I know exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, but it's, you see the moves that you unlock or do, and it's like, oh bro, this is legit this from DMC. But, I don't know, because I obviously haven't unlocked all the moves, but there's stuff where it's like, this doesn't work like DMC where you can really go crazy. Like, I haven't felt that yet.
I gotta show you a review that I watched that legitimately, like, it's not a guy shitting on the game. It's a guy going, I like it, it's just not my thing. Like, the game is good, it's just not what I want out of a Final Fantasy game.
I also want to see where the story goes off, because, like, so far, like, I don't know, I'm kind of in a lull in, actually no, where I stopped was pretty good. But, like, that beginning part of the game is like, holy shit. Like, that's gripping. And, like, I haven't been so into that in Final Fantasy, I feel like, since maybe fucking 10.
So here's my problem with this. Like, I knew the story was probably going to be at least good because it's written by a guy who gives a shit and knows what he's doing. But the problem is that it's wrapped in this like this game of like it's trying to be DMC, and I'm like, if I want DMC, I'll play DMC. And it's like I'm in the camp where I agree with people where it's like this game would be an amazing Final Fantasy game if they stuck with the mechanics that are Final Fantasy while giving us a story that is more serious, because people die and there's blood. And
yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about too. Is like, I think another reason why I'm digging the story is because it's super adult. Like, it's not like all the past games have been very anime, I guess. like a teenage boy, or even if they're adults. Like FF7, it's very anime, the story, but this one it's more like, yeah, even 13. And like this one, it's like, nah, man, it's super. How do you say it? Like, I want to say something else besides adult, mature, I guess. Like the character, the main character, you've heard his voice, right?
I have not heard his voice. Does he talk like Batman?
No, it's, well, I guess yeah, or like Geralt from Witcher, right?
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking like, oh, it's just gonna be this with him, huh? But no, like there's moments in the game where like he acts and it's like, damn, bro, like that's fucking real. That's good. There's a lot of characters like that.
It's like when me and Tati first saw the trailers for these things, we both agreed that it's basically what classic Final Fantasy would be if it was brought to current gens. Because this is literally like classic.
Yeah, kinda. Just because classic also adds some anime shit. Like 6 is pretty anime.
Yeah. But it at least took itself somewhat medieval and serious. Because I think the one, what was it? Final
Medieval
Fantasy
for sure. 7 is when
3?
it started changing.
Was it 3 or 4? The one with Cecil and Kane.
That's 4.
Yeah, 4. Like that one. Because that's one of her favorites. Like, she likes that one. Obviously she likes 10 the most because that was her childhood. But she really likes Final Fantasy 4. And it's like, this gives you that feeling of Final Fantasy 4. But just current gen.
Sure. I mean, the cast of 4 is mostly adults, from what I remember. And it is leaning more towards old school medieval than anime, from what I remember. Until the end.
And I'm pretty sure there's like some funny moments here and there in the story, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because it can't just be all doom and gloom.
No, it's not. That's what I was expecting, but like with the main character, just because like how he sounds and acts and looks, but nah.
Don't underestimate me.
I've heard other issues.
But from, I mean, who knows? Maybe the story like shits the bed near the end and it's bad.
I would doubt it.
I don't know, man. Never know.
I'll be honest, like, for once, I'm the guy who's like, look, I have high hopes for the story. The gameplay is where I'm like, like, I
think
get it.
For me, the problem with the gameplay is like, I mean, it's just because I already like DMC, right? So if they wanted to do DMC for this game, it's like, yeah, fine, I don't care. But it feels like they didn't do enough. There should be more, like, lean more into that type of combat.
There's people, because you said like there's people who are really mad.
Yeah.
There are people who are like, yeah, they made it like DMC, but they made it like for babies, because casuals. They made it for like the little baby bullshit casuals who can't strategize turn-based. It's too much for their baby brains. They just have to hit a single button and then cool flashy things happen.
It's not completely that. Like, if you don't dodge in any of the fights, I'm pretty sure you just can't beat the fight by mashing attack.
Apparently there was a review guy who did it, but they did it on easy mode, and all he did was mash one button.
That's... I didn't pick easy, but from what the game tells me, it says if you pick the easy one, they give you items that help you, but I don't know how much they help.
Now you understand.
So it depends on that. Like, that might actually be possible.
Apparently the guy mashed a single button, and he's like, so the game is just go here, mash a single button, see a cutscene. Go there, man. There's a whole thing about that on Twitter. People are like, you put it on easy. What the fuck did you expect? God. I forgot what was another thing. Oh, right. Have you done side quests yet? Because I heard people bitching about that.
A couple. I want to say, like, literally, I think I've done somewhere between 5 to 10 of them, maybe.
I've heard people say that the side quests kind of suck.
The ones I've done, yeah. Like, they're all stuff like, oh, deliver this, or pick up this and then come back to me. I'm pretty sure that's literally all of them or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not that good.
I've heard a lot of complaints about that where they're like, people miss like old Final Fantasies where side quests would be like a whole entire like side story arc.
Yeah.
But now in this
Is
one,
there
it's like,
literally? Are people saying there's literally none of that? Like I was assuming like later on in the game there would be stuff like that.
apparently, again, don't take my word as a fact, but like apparently, yeah, most of the side quests, like at least 99% of them, are just that.
Damn, that's crazy.
Maybe if this game has ultimate weapons, maybe those won't be like that.
Yeah, I was expecting that. Like there would be super bosses, but also stuff like a quest that would like you meet this guy and you would just do his quest until like basically the end of the game.
But yeah, like people people are saying like, man, this combat system is exactly like Final Fantasy fucking, what was it?
15?
15? Yeah, 15.
This is way better than 15, that's for sure. 15 was... You talking about like the whole Mash Square?
Yep.
That dude, that's really... 15 was like that kind of. And the magic sucked in 15, that was garbage.
So, how's the magic in this one? Because in the review that I watched, the guy kept mentioning like he misses how magic used to be, like fire armor and everything.
Like in most of the Final Fantasy games, like you can either whack people with your sword, right? Or you could just do like Fire or get better magic like Ultima. And that would be enough. Like you maybe don't have to swing your sword once if you were like a mage.
Gaga or whatever the hell, they slowed him down.
Yeah, but so far in this one, magic is more of a like a combo extender. Like it doesn't, like just doing magic wouldn't be enough to win a fight. You mostly relying on your sword.
Yeah.
But
I'm
like still in the beginning, I think. So I don't know if later on you do unlock like better magic and it'd be like, oh, you'd be able to cast Ultima and then Flare, and that would do enough damage compared to like just swinging your sword and doing Fire.
Yeah. That was the thing that the guy talked about, because he was like, oh, I really hate the fact that in 15 they made it into basically grenades.
That's literally what they were. That was so bad. It looked
And
cool,
he's
but
like-
god, that sucked. I never used magic, I remember, because of that.
And then he's like, in this game, like, it's there, but it's not like magic.
It's not. It's more like it's the same as, you know, in Devil May Cry, like Dante has his guns, or Nero.
Yeah. Yep.
But you can't win the fight if you just spam the gun button. The gun is mostly there to help you with your combos. That's what magic is so far.
Well, that's where you're wrong, because of DMC2.
That game doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. It goes from 1 to 3 and then 4 5.
What are you talking about? DMC2! It's a 2!
That doesn't exist. Maybe you're talking about the reboot? Although that doesn't have a 2.
Oh, man. That game, you could literally be...
A helicopter with fucking Ebony and Ivory.
Oh, man.
Literally just spam the shoot button.
But yeah, like I don't know. Like I agree, but at the same time, like, because apparently there was articles that talked about this where they said, hey, we might just give up numbered entries on Final Fantasy games. There was like a whole article about that.
But then do what?
Oh, they would just do Final Fantasy but then a name.
Huh.
Ready? Then show me.
Because, and people, I guess some people are talking about it, some people mentioned that they can kind of get why, because this is a big, huge departure from most Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, like if they did that with this one, like Final Fantasy, I don't know. What would be a good word for it?
Game of Thrones.
Sure. Then it'd be like, okay, I think the reason why people are so mad is just because that mainline title. It's got the 16.
Yeah, and then people...
It's the same
Yeah,
as like
but-
if for Revengeance they named that Metal Gear Solid, blah blah blah.
That would make no sense.
Like it
I'd be like-
is the same story, you know, like Raiden's there. It's got
But if they
Kojima
called
stuff.
Metal Gear Solid 6, I wouldn't be like, no, this is not Metal Gear Solid 6.
I think that's literally how people are feeling with this one. It's like that.
It's just the fact that like then you have other people in a different camp who are like, this is Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy changes with every game.
It does. 15's not
people,
turn-based.
Yeah, I think it's just people really wish it was still turn-basedy. Because nobody complained about fucking FF7. Because FF7 still has some of those elements in there. Where it's a mix of action plus the turn-based.
Yeah, but it's not anything like the turn-based Final Fantasy.
I think it's the closest you can get without like losing its identity. From what? Because like people, like I said, people keep saying that Final Fantasy changes, but then you have people go, well, Final Fantasy has always been like mostly turn-based, but that's mostly between
1 through 10.
Yeah, 1 through 10.
Like the last turn-based one, I'm pretty sure was the 10 ones, and those were early 2000.
Well, technically 13 was still turn-based.
It's not. We talked about this before. It's not the same. The same way how like the 7 remake is technically turn-based too. It's got turn-based in it. 13's not.
I think that was the fine evolution. Same thing with 7. I think 7's a fine evolution of it. It just sucks that like it's like people said, it's like it's not turn-based anymore. People are upset about it.
I get that. But the thing is, it's been like it hasn't been true turn-based for fucking 2 decades at this point. I wish it was turn-based. I probably like it, but so far I'm like, I'll take what it is. I think it's just because like I'm okay with the gameplay style. If I wasn't into like Devil May Cry or that stuff, I think I'd feel differently. Like I would be leaning to that camp, being like, I don't like this.
Show yourself, Judy.
I think I'm in the camp of this isn't Final Fantasy to me, and I don't think this should be called Final Fantasy 16, but I don't hate the game at all. I like it. I know that I'm gonna like this when I play it. I know I'm gonna have fun, but it's not Final Fantasy to me. I'm not gonna fucking rage. I'll just say, hey, I would prefer if you guys stick to turn-based, because if I wanted DMC, I'd go play fucking DMC.
I remember seeing on Twitter, the people were saying that, like, bro, even the creator is saying this is Final Fantasy. So, like, shut your mouth. Like, I remember seeing the quote retweet on that. That was really fucking funny.
Does it have crystals? Check. Does it have Sid in it? Check. Does it have chocobos? Check. Then it's fucking Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I feel it. I think we're both the same. That we both feel like it doesn't feel like Final Fantasy. But I'm still enjoying the game so far.
I just wish that Final Fantasy would not have abandoned turn-based. I'm happy that I have Dragon Quest still there.
But didn't they say 12 was gonna be something?
Shut your face! It hasn't been revealed. I'm holding out hope.
Maybe it's taken so long to review anything because it's a different gameplay style.
You shut the fuck up.
So they're
you shut the fuck up. You sit there. You don't say any of this blasphemy in my ear.
You don't know that. God, the fucking music in this game too is amazing. Sokan's a genius.
No doubt. It's the same guy who did the MMO music, isn't it?
It is. It's so fucking, and you could totally like hear it too. Other stuff like I'm hearing like, dude, this sounds like it would be in fucking Stormblood or fucking Heaven's Sword.
No one's gonna argue about the music.
Yeah, but that's how it's been even with the shitty Final Fantasy games. Like the music's always good.
I liked 15's music. I like the
yeah, that's the Venice place, I think. Or the overworld.
I think it's the overworld music because you would hear it all the time.
Oh, then yeah.
And
And it's made by the same woman who did Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, of course I like it.
Shimura. Yeah.
God,
God, I
She-
fucking love Somnus. I heard that music so much since the
She
reveal.
did one song in Dark Cloud 2, if I'm correct.
She has a ton of work. I'm pretty sure. I know she did the RPG Mario DS games. She did the soundtrack. I did the 3DS one too. And I think she did a stage for the original Street Fighter 2.
She's really good at music.
Yeah, Final Fantasy always has. Or Square music, I guess, maybe. Because even people hating Kingdom Hearts 3, the music in that was pretty good.
But man,
I wonder, do you know how long 16 is?
nope. I know nothing besides guy is edgy. There's no party members, technically speaking.
Take Ked,
Mhm.
trained alongside me under the same master.
Game looks pretty.
He has always been my greatest friend.
Oh, that's one thing though. The frame rate is like
I've been
not
saved time and time again.
Oh,
consistent.
Same path.
right. I remember this. Fuck that. Square, fix your fucking game.
It was so weird to me. Like when I was playing the beginning, I was like,
That opponent.
I have done some performance, right? And I was like, yeah, so weird.
My journey knows
Like
It
it looks like
fluctuates.
cutscenes are 30,
what I have always
and then when you go to gameplay, it hovers
stronger.
like it's trying to hit 60, I think.
It goes around 45-ish.
Yeah, but it can't reach it. Yeah.
Nope. Which is stupid. This is a next-gen console. Fucking... The game should be running at 60.
Is this game available on original PS4 or no?
I don't think so.
Because if it was, then I'd assume maybe that's why.
But for fuck's sake, man, like, it should be running at 60 frames at 1080p or 30 frames 4K.
Sure.
No fluctuation.
Well, I mean, if you pick resolution, maybe it does 130. I don't know.
Supposedly it does. Like, it runs at a stable 30, supposedly.
16 is the last time I feel like I think I played a game since I think Cyberpunk. Like every game, unless you count Genshin, every game is an online game I've been playing lately.
I just remembered what you asked me. It's only on PS5.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then that's weird. Then they didn't have like last gen like holding them back.
It's so fucking stupid. I don't understand how the fuck the game doesn't run at 60 at 1080p and 30 at 4K.
Maybe just because the amount of effects that are in the game
That's bullshit.
that they couldn't figure out how to like make that work.
Gotta learn today.
Because I've heard that like shit like particles really fuck with frame rate.
Japan needs to learn to stop putting particles on everything.
But they've been doing that in Final Fantasy for a fucking while.
You need to chill.
But it's
Let
gotta
the
look
frame
pretty. Like, you can take a. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty enough that you can take a wallpaper from any screenshot.
God.
It's got photo mode.
Wow. Yeah, because the frame rate wasn't enough. I already needed another reason to get a screenshot. Forgot if there was anything else.
I'm trying to think of game stuff. I remember wanting to talk about stuff I watched that I remember wanting to bring up before.
Was it Nintendo based?
No, like actual like movies and shows. Nintendo, did we ever talk about the stuff in the Direct?
We mentioned it in the Discord, but that's it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you something about the Discord before I forget. Do you prefer talking on Discord over talking through text?
I don't know.
Because you message me on the Discord more often now.
Yeah,
and
because
like,
I'm trying it out to see, but there's not It's not much different.
So I was like, I don't care whichever. But I just found it funny because I was like, oh, he's using Discord a lot more now. Oh, he's messaging me through here now.
Well, yeah, because that was the point. Because I never used Discord, so I was like, yeah, I will start using it. But I don't know. It doesn't seem too different, really.
I mean, you can meet people through Discord.
But we're texting.
Oh, I meant like meet them as in like, hey, I can be part of like a community, like
Oh,
a Street Fighter 6 community, and then talk with them and meet up in game and
I
whatnot.
thought you said mute.
Oh no,
I was like,
I
how's
meant
that?
meet
That
up.
doesn't matter, doesn't it?
No.
Like it's text based. Unless if I mute you, it'd mean like your text, I would never see them.
Nah, yeah, that's what I meant. That, or if we had more people to play with us, we could, and they wanted to play on PC, but we wanted to play on console, we could all chat through Discord because PlayStation has the whole hookup thing.
Oh yeah, now yeah.
So that's not a problem anymore.
Although wasn't it not that good? Am I
No,
wrong?
it worked perfectly great for me.
Also, it's been a while since they implemented it.
We could talk about the direct stuff. The fucking Mario RPG thing being a thing is insane to me.
Yeah, but fuck it, I guess. Why not?
The Geno fans are finally getting hurt.
Does that mean he's coming to Smash?
Smash is done.
You don't know that.
They bring this poor man, what was his name? Sakurai?
Out of
back from
retirement.
out of retirement. He's like, I'm fucking done. Come on.
Wasn't he the same as fucking the dude from Ghibli? Like, wasn't Sakurai retired after Brawl or something like that? Like he said he was done with games, and now we have fucking Ultimate.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. That dude from Ghibli. He's like, this is my last movie, and he's still doing them.
Then they announced the new Mario game, which looks gorgeous. In my
Mario
opinion.
on drugs.
No joke, Mario's sprite or whatever. It's not a sprite, but it's a 3D model. But God, the animation for it looks adorable.
Yeah, I like the
And
details
fluid.
on it. Like when he's super fast, you see his hair.
I don't know what it is. I like that they added more movement to his arms and legs. And I like how cute like Peach and Daisy look as mini versions of themselves.
It really is like very out there, the visuals. Like the pipes were all bendy. I think alive. Yeah, they were alive because they had eyes.
They elongated Mario at one point in the trailer.
He turns to a fucking elephant.
People were talking about some questionable things.
I mean, fuck it, right? Mario. I mean, the Mario games are all about fetishes, right?
Is it?
Yeah, no?
Was it?
I mean, from fucking Mario, we had the cat stuff. And then we had Bowsette.
Well, Bowsette was never a real thing.
But I'm just saying, like, the series itself is all about stuff like that. Like, it comes from the series. So, like, elephant thing, sure, why not?
People are like, well, if Mario turns into an elephant, then that means Peach and Daisy turn into elephants.
There you go.
God help us all.
That's probably already art by now. Wasn't the direct like a week ago?
There's art of Mario, but Peach and Daisy no, because no one's seen what the fuck they look like yet.
Artist
There might be
interpretation.
speculation. Yeah, there might be some interpretations of it.
Poor Sonic. They just announced his party, well, not party game, but co-op game, and that Mario drops his.
I think people are actually pretty happy about it though, because they showed it both as comparisons, and they're like, look, the styles are kind of similar because they're both like chibi style, and they're both like games that are basically retro-ish. And people are like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, but aren't they literally? Did they give a date for that Mario game or no? Sonic was in October.
They did.
Is it October?
All of the Nintendo games, no joke, are this year. Besides one.
What is it?
It's the Peach game that they didn't give a name to.
Right. That's a weird one to me. Cause the last time like Peach had a game, I'm pretty sure was DS.
Yeah, the one where she cries.
Wasn't it a one-off? I don't think they ever did a sequel.
No, they didn't.
They're like, oh, you want to continue this? Okay.
I'm kind of glad. I'm actually happy they made a Peach game. Fucking finally.
Well, they made another one.
Yeah, on a console.
The fuck? The DS is a console.
Well, that's a handheld.
Oh.
Yeah, you see where I'm going.
Maybe because of the movie. They're like, oh, fuck it. We'd be able to sell this game now. Or this idea.
I mean, in general, I'm assuming the movie and that's a lot of money, which is why they're like, look at all these games.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? That might be true. Maybe that's why they also brought up the RPG one, because like, oh, dude, we got more fans, so this will probably sell better.
I'm actually excited to play all those games, because like I said, the only time I ever play with my fucking Switch is first-party games, because all third-party games look horrible because they're trying to be big open-world games that shouldn't be on the console.
Didn't they announce in that direct the fucking Arkham trilogy was gonna be on it?
Yes.
How the
Who
fuck is Arkham Knight gonna look like on a Switch?
Who the fuck is gonna play Arkham Knight on a Switch?
Well, the people who only have Switches.
Fuck no, they'll play it on their fucking PS4.
They don't have one.
Or their PS3.
They don't have. That wasn't on PS3.
The first one was.
Well, I'm talking about Arkham Knight. Like,
Knight,
I could imagine the PS3 360 Arkham games maybe working, but the last one where PC had trouble running it, how the fuck is a Switch gonna?
They're gonna do that stupid shit that they probably did with Kingdom Hearts, where they're like, do it through like a stream,
Oh,
and it runs like ass.
that's awful.
Yeah, no shit. Fucking garbage. What was the movie?
I mean, Witcher 3 is on Switch, and apparently that's playable.
Somehow.
It just doesn't look as good.
Somehow that's playing. What was another fucking thing that was announced? I forgot what it was.
I
Oh
didn't
right, they
watch
announced
it.
another Dragon Quest game.
Oh, what is it?
Dragon Quest Monsters.
Is that the monster catching one?
Yes, except this is a new one, and it's on Switch, and pisses me off because it's open world. So it kind of, like, graphically speaking, it looks like ass.
Right, but shouldn't that be expected because it's a Switch game?
Yeah, and that's my problem. Like, I haven't bought the last Dragon Quest game that came out, which was Dragon Quest Treasures, which is a spin-off from Dragon Quest 11, where you play as Kid Eric and his sister, and they're treasure hunting.
That. Yeah.
I haven't bought that yet. I wanted to. I want to have it for my collection, but I also I want to play it, but not on the fucking Switch.
But that's your only choice. Unless, has that game been ported to other consoles or no?
No.
And how long ago has it been since that came out?
I think a year.
Yeah, maybe they'll do it. I don't know. Because I was about to say with the new one, maybe they'll port it to PlayStation like later down the line and just pick up that version.
I would love that. I would love if they put both of them in a collection and then just ported it. But the likeliness of that happening is very low because it takes them like 50 years to port anything Dragon Quest related.
Right.
Unless it's a mainline title, then it depends. But this one, Monsters, is supposed to be the... You're gonna love this because you played a lot of the Dragon Quest games. Did you play 4?
Yeah. Green hair dude.
Did you emulate that?
Yeah. I played the DS version.
Yeah, because I was like, how the fuck did you get
The whole... Fuck, what was it called? Because the first 3 is a trilogy, and then the 4, 5, 6 was also a trilogy. I played like that trilogy too.
Does it starts with
Zenyatta trilogy.
I don't know if this is Zenyatta.
But fuck it, Zenyatta. You don't know it. That's it then. But yeah, I played 4.
So, do you know the hidden character that's in 4? The one that's literally like what Square Enix used for Sephiroth, basically.
Oh, fucking yes! It's the guy. I know who you're talking about. I forgot his fucking name though.
He's the main.
Because he's in the village too.
He's the main character of Monsters.
Is he really? I thought.
Yeah.
Is it the Monsters game all like kids?
It depends. He's not fully grown yet.
Oh, he's a kid in this one?
Yeah, he's like a young teen.
Okay. That's fucking weird.
But I believe in 4, he's like friends with monsters in 4, isn't he?
Well, from what I remember, he is like well, not a monster, but he's like part of them. Like he hangs with them.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. This is basically like a prequel to that, where this is him getting all the monsters. And he's not necessarily evil yet, because he's not really evil, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's the same deal as the other white-haired guy in fucking Chrono Trigger.
What's really cool is that at the end of the trailer, they showed the green-haired guy.
Oh, fucking really?
Yeah, at the end of the trailer, because there's like a village.
Wait a minute,
like,
does that mean he's a kid too?
I don't think he's a kid. Maybe.
But he looks normal?
I'm not sure, because you see the back of him, so I can't really tell.
Uh-huh. Or are they just not kids, they just look chibi?
Maybe. He's definitely not fully grown though, because he doesn't have his long ass, crazy ass hair.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, so he's a dude then? Because in 4 you can pick dude or girl.
In this one he's a dude. I'm not sure if like that could change in the game or not. Or if you meet the other one at some point, because technically speaking, they both exist.
Yeah, they do that in Pokemon too.
But man, if I could, I probably would have bought both of these already. It's just, I don't want to play it on the Switch. It runs like ass. But Mario games never run like ass. Which is why I'd probably buy the 2D and the RPG.
Wasn't there a third Mario game they showed? Or am I wrong?
It was RPG, the 2D one.
There's the Peach one.
Peach one, that's 3.
Oh, I thought that was another Mario thing.
Did I send it? Discord?
No, you only brought up the RPG.
Oh yeah, because I thought that was the only one that was like, oh fuck, the RPG's out.
That might be it. Because I think the only thing I remember from the Direct, the Dragon Quest thing you brought up, I think they brought up Pikmin 1 and 2 are being ported or HD.
Pikmin 4, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought we knew about Pikmin 4 though.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It was a WarioWare game.
Maybe that's what I'm confusing with.
That and the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Not that.
DLC.
But yeah, that was shown. You could play as a... I forgot the other two. But Wiggler's there. That game is... When did that game come out? That came out like 2012?
Okay, ages ago.
Fucking... They're never gonna make a 9.
There was... Detective Pikachu returns.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that. And they have new Pokemon in there.
I don't care.
I never played the original. So I didn't really care about it.
All I know is that he talks. They showed off Persona 4 Tactics again.
Oh yeah. The Fire
Persona 5
Emblem looking
Tactics.
Persona.
And apparently it's canon.
Well, that's how it wasn't the other ones, no? Like the
Can't
dancing
wait
one was canon.
but I can't wait for them to go, it's canon. But then when they return to their own world or some bullshit, they forget that it happened.
Or it's just never
canon.
brought up in the future
brought up.
games.
Apparently, this is supposed to take place either during or after Royale, but it's part of the Royale timeline. So it's not like Scramble, where it takes place in the original 5 timeline.
The redheaded girl is in it?
Maybe, probably. But that was confirmed. I'm not really keeping up with it that much.
You're not interested in it?
It's whatever.
I thought you'd play it. Cause it's not like Q where like I thought you liked the Fire Emblem type of gameplay.
I do, but I don't really care much for these type of like, oh, this is totally part of the story and not just a cash grab. And I'm just like, I'll play a rhythm game because I love rhythm games, and I'll play a fighting game because I love fighting games. Fire Emblem, it's like, I mostly like it because of the characters. I don't really care too much for the gameplay in Fire Emblem. But then Fire Emblem jumped the shark and went, yo, you want a full-on anime like the crap out of this series? And I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, but didn't Three Houses go back? I thought it did.
Oh, you must be real.
It kind of did, but then they felt a little bit bloated to me.
Sorry to spring this
Well,
on
one,
you
it
out
felt
of
bloated,
nowhere.
and two, the console,
What do you say
anytime
we
you
throw
played
down?
in the overworld or the hub world, it looked like
Excuse me?
garbage.
Oh really?
Yeah, it didn't run well.
Why do you fight?
Man,
Purpose.
Nintendo, please.
Well,
Never
Update
gonna get
your
a Switch
system.
Pro.
honestly, I haven't got one.
Please.
There's someone out there strong.
Honestly, at this point, they would probably release just the next
Not a good
console.
reason.
like not a pro version of the Switch.
It'll do.
That'll be the console I'm most excited for because I know Nintendo is probably gonna port everything that the Switch had over, and I'm gonna have to rebuy everything. Except for some games. I'm assuming they wouldn't port the Wii U games. They're like, oh, it's already on Switch, so why would we port those?
Yeah.
We'll port Odyssey though, because you know that was on Switch. And I think... Oh, and there's a Star Ocean thing coming out too.
How's that been anyway?
What?
Because I remember a long ass time ago you said like the recent game at the time was bad.
The one that recently came out, well, when I said it was back then, the recent one was bad. But the one that came out after that bad one, I heard was pretty decent. I don't think it was amazing, like holy shit, but it was pretty good as an RPG. And now this one seems pretty nuts because it's a remake of, I think, the second one, but it's doing something crazy where like the environments are in like 3D and all the characters are still sprites.
They're doing that 2.5D thing?
Sort of, but not really. Like it's not like Octopath Traveler where everything is a sprite. Like it's literally like sprites walking around in a 3D world.
I wanted to get a picture with
Like
you,
the environment isn't sprites.
Is it like
you know what?
you know how like Paper Mario works? It's like that?
I guess sort of like that, but the graphics are not cartoony.
Right. But it's 3D like that, but your character's 2D?
Yeah. You gotta see the trailer for it to like fully grasp it. But like, yeah, and it looks really nice. I'm surprised that they're putting this much effort into like the old ones. But yeah.
Alright, let's get it.
I didn't know it was a remake. I thought it was just the next Star Ocean game.
Nah. The next Star Ocean game already came out. That was like a year ago.
Since putting the
That's the one you were talking about just now? That was like okay.
Yeah, that one's not bad. That one's
dipping
fine.
my toes into the world of street fighting.
The one before that was
That you
fucking
ask?
abysmal.
Heck of a question. Wish I had an answer.
And I think I remembered the thing you might have
once
wanted
told
to
me
talk
the
about because you were
definition
talking
of
about like
fight.
trying to figure out movies.
They said
Was
it
it
was someone who
Justice?
decided
Not
to
Justice
fight
League,
the battles
Flash.
on their own.
Yeah, I saw that. That was one of the movies I want to talk about.
How was it?
It's fucking awful.
Wow. Awful, like complete garbage.
Not like the level of
Hope you're ready.
like Ant-Man, but it's just barely better than Ant-Man.
Oh man, no, don't say that.
That sucks. The only thing I think that is why I don't feel it's that as bad is just cause seeing some of the references, I guess. They do some weird ass shit in that movie where it's like, this is like 10% of people probably know where this is from.
10%.
Like the one, I mean, you don't care about spoilers, right?
Man, I care so much about this universe that was totally built from the ground up. There's
All right,
much
so the one
anticipation.
scene that was kind of crazy to me was they had Nicolas Cage as Superman fighting a robot spider.
Oh, I heard about this.
And I remember when I saw that, I was like, what? No one's gonna know this. I remember hearing about it years ago.
I would know.
Do you know where that's from?
Yeah, I do.
Where's it from?
It's from, they were gonna originally cast Nick Cage for like for Superman, the original Superman movies.
Do you remember who was writing the script for that?
I don't remember who was writing the script for it.
It was Kevin Smith.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
the one who wrote it that Superman was gonna fight a robot spider. And I remember at the time I was thinking like, that's what killed the script. But I remember years after that I found that like, no, that's not what killed the script. What killed the script is because Kevin Smith wrote at one point that Superman ducks behind a rock to avoid like a laser or something. And they just shut down the movie because of that. Because like Superman doesn't hide behind a rock. I remember that. I was like, wow.
That's what stopped it. Not the fact
And
that
then-
Nick Cage looks like a freakazoid in the costume.
And then after that got cut, the part of the robot spider gets added to. Oh, what movie was it? Fuck. Not Cowboy and Aliens. Shit, I'm not gonna remember it. But there's another movie that came out that was also like the Wild West. And at some point in the movie, there's a climax with a robot spider, and it's from that Kevin Smith script.
Is that the one with Will Smith in it?
No. Shit.
'Cause there was a Wild
Wait,
West
you're right. Yeah,
one
Wild.
with-
Oh, is that literally what it's called?
Wild Wild West?
Yeah, but I don't think they had a robot spider. I think it did. So now you just remind me too that you know what role Will Smith turned down for Wild Wild West?
What role did he turn down?
He turned down the part for Neo in The Matrix. He's like, I'm not gonna be Neo. I want to do this Wild Wild West movie. It was like,
That's-
wow, that's crazy.
That's so weird.
You imagine
Yeah,
if he decided to be Neo?
I wonder how that would have turned out.
I feel like not as memorable as Keanu Reeves.
Kind of happy with the timeline we ended up with.
But yeah, stuff like that is the only thing I really cared about the Flash. Dude, the fucking CGI isn't so bad in that movie.
That I heard. I heard that the CGI for Flash was complete garbage.
It feels like they just basically finished the movie and be like, alright, here, just put it out.
From what I heard, it's every time he's in the Speed Force, it looks like garbage.
Yeah, when he's in the Speed Force, he's like in this one section where he can go back in time and pick apart, and you see the different scenes that he wants to go back in time to. And it's that stuff where like characters, when he's looking at the scenes, they look like mannequins, kind of like they don't look real. And there's also stuff like the final fight, it's totally CGI. Like they're in a barren wasteland and that's it. You could tell they're just in a green screen.
My favorite barren wasteland fight with CG monster. Well, I don't know if it's a CG monster or not. A lot of times it's like a
Nah,
CG
definitely
monster.
because they're fighting Zod and his two henchmen. And obviously they have Superman powers, so they use CGI when they fight him. Like them flying around and stuff like that.
How
Batman
do you
was
feel
cool.
About Superwoman.
Eh. Not terrible,
Clark
but
Kent.
not great.
She ain't no Clark Kent.
Yeah, she was like, she had nothing to work with. She was like bland as hell.
She's just pissed off Superman, if I'm correct.
Yeah, she's just angry. Like, there's no character moments with that character, so it's like, I don't know. She's just there.
Did you like Batman?
Yeah, he was cool.
Did you like other Batman?
That was weird. Oh wait, you're talking about Ben Affleck.
Actually, I'm talking about the one that was weird. That was just there for like I think a minute.
George Clooney?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird. Cause you could tell when you watch that part, you can tell he's not in the same room as Ezra Miller. Like it's obviously like they're talking to different people in that scene.
It's probably because Ezra Miller was in jail by that time.
It could be, who knows?
So, who's the new Batman then?
Alright, you ready?
George Clooney. Well, in that universe.
There's no way they're gonna get George Clooney to like appear as Batman all the time.
No, this shit's done. This is the last movie of the. Oh no, there's Aquaman. I forgot. But the whole Snyder thing is just gone. Like there's gonna be new DC movies with a whole new universe now. That's been set for a while because of like the whole change up with WB. And I'm actually interested because the new guy in charge is gonna be James Gunn.
Right.
And I remember I wanted to talk about Guardians 3 because he directed that. And that movie has so much heart compared to all the shit I've been watching. Like the fucking Flash or Ant-Man or the fucking Little Mermaid.
So that I'll say, please don't spoil it for me because I actually would like to watch Guardians at some point.
I think it's gotta be coming to like Disney Plus very soon at this point. Cause that came out
Also-
like 2 months ago, I want to say.
Also, if you ever want to go to a theater, I'm completely open to it. Please invite
Was there
me out
even?
more often.
I don't think there's anything out now.
Is Guardians gone?
Yeah, at this point, yeah. Gotta be. The next movie that I want to watch. Oh no, you know what? We could watch that Christopher Nolan movie that's coming out. Although I don't know if you care about it.
Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan.
Oppenheimer. It's about the dude who made the atomic bomb.
Oh, that one.
I'd want to watch that, but I don't know if you care about that.
I'm in the middle.
The main dude's the dude you like, Cillian Murphy.
I don't think I know him by name.
He's the dude. I don't remember the show, but you were talking about a Netflix show that you were digging at the time.
Are you talking about was he in the Batman movie?
Yeah, he was Scarecrow.
Yeah, okay, so the guy that was in fuck, what was the thing called?
But you know the guy.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, that show. He's the main character for Oppenheimer.
That's right. I remember seeing a trailer for this. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Is he the main
it's just
guy?
yeah, it's just not like normal Nolan, like an Inception or Tenet. It's more of like a. Well, I'm assuming it's more of like a slow movie. And besides that, I think the only other movie I want to watch is Barbie. But I'm watching that with my sister.
I was gonna say, you want to watch Barbie?
Hell yeah! You haven't seen the trailer? That shit looks good.
Oh yeah, totally.
It does.
Oscar award winning.
I'm not like that. I know that movie comes out the same day as Oppenheimer too. I don't know. I mean, if we watch it, I guess. But if we don't, I might go back to back on that. Watch Oppenheimer and then Barbie.
I mean, if that's the case, and you're not with your sister, I'll watch it with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fucking just die in the chair.
That shit looks funny to me. I don't know. But I think that's the only movies that are coming out now. Like, I don't think there's anything else.
We never got.
Oh.
Did you-
Oh, with Guardians. Well, I mean, I can't talk about it, I guess. But obviously, it's very fucking good. And what I was gonna bring up is since James Gunn is doing head of DC, he's directing. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the first movie for the new DC universe, and it's Superman. I want to see how he does Superman.
Do you know who's supposed to be Superman?
No, and that was a big deal. I remember that. Like he was saying, like I have not casted him because there was a bunch of rumors. But he said he wanted to like pick someone who's like not well known.
Okay, so it's not gonna be our boy, the Witcher Man.
No.
Prepare yourself.
He said like the whole basically he said the whole cast for the new DC universe was gonna be different. You don't want to bring anyone like back. And I'm hoping that Superman movie is good just cause like I like his stuff and his recent movie is very good.
Does that mean Shazam doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't. None of the recent DC stuff is gonna matter. Unless down the line they're gonna do like a crisis thing, and then maybe they'll bring those characters back for that.
Well, I heard Shazam 2 is whatever.
Yeah. Listen. Which is
That's
so
kinda
weird because
sad.
like the first one was very fun. I remember.
I just hope they don't fuck off. They really needed to take their time with DC stuff, man. Like I said it as a joke. The whole like, oh man, they built this thing from the ground up, and it's like, nah. They didn't.
It's because they wanted to catch up to Marvel so bad. Like remember, it was Man of Steel, and then the second movie was Batman vs Superman, right?
That makes sense.
Like they sped around like, nah, we gotta have like an Avengers level type of cast immediately.
Just take your time, man.
It sucks because I really did want to see Henry Cavill in like a good Superman movie. Like I think he could play him well. He just never got the chance.
Speaking of, there's no segue for this. Actually, you know what? Speaking of fucking things up,
Prepare yourself.
that submarine, huh?
Oh, bro, dude. It's crazy when they showed that, like, how it works, and you see that it's using that Logitech controller.
I have that.
What? Yeah, I used to have that, I remember, for, like, my very old-ass PC. Because I remember those color buttons.
I have that exact same controller. It's
It's
somewhere like
crazy.
my house or some shit where my parents are. And I'm just like, they use that for a fucking... Are you kidding me?
Insane. It's like a rickety piece of shit and, like, billionaire. It was a billionaire, right? Or was it millionaires?
I think it was millionaires.
Yeah, but they decided to go down there. The thing that sucked, I remember, was the son. I think it was a well, either way, it was a kid, and like the father made him go down that submarine.
So, it was a 19-year-old.
Yeah,
And he did it for his dad for Father's Day. And that is the only one, depending on how, like, if I don't know how the kid was. For a fact, I have no idea how the kid was. But I know for a fact every other person on that fucking thing was just an asshole. So I think everyone making fun of it, it's freaking.
I think that's why everyone's making fun of it on the internet. It's just because they're billionaires. Well, they're rich people. It's like these fucking dumbasses went on a sub.
Like,
eh.
it wasn't even just that. It was a bunch of rich people that completely ignored regulations and ignored standard procedure and just went after it. And it's like you literally went into your own death. Because you ignored every warning, every step, everything that it was like, no, this is clearly gonna go bad and not do this. And they did it anyway. So everyone's just like, yeah, no, how can we not make fun of this? Everyone was a bunch of idiots. Everyone warned them, and they didn't listen. The fucking thing was connected through Bluetooth, for fuck's sake. And the sub could only be opened from the outside because they sealed it from the outside.
Yeah, that just makes sense because of pressure. But either way, you shouldn't be in a fucking sub where the Titanic is. The pressure there is insane. Robots go there. We can't survive that.
Oh, that just reminded me of the thing I watched.
They at least died like immediately from what they said.
Depending. Because some people were like, oh, they have oxygen. They were like waiting for their oxygen level to run out. Some news people had like a countdown for it.
Yeah, I saw fucking. There was a tweet that was tracking like every hour or something like that, like a meter of it. It's like, this is morbid as fuck.
What was more fucked is that everyone was posting memes about it, and then when the death thing came out, everyone was like, oh.
Jesus.
Oops.
But yeah, at least from what they said, they've died from the implosion at least. That was immediate.
But speaking of that, I'm gonna lead to one thing, and then that'll lead to the show that I watched. Because it makes sense completely. During this time, when they found out about the implosion, they immediately, I forgot who, then reported that they're gonna do a documentary about this, and it'll be live in like.
Oh yeah, I think it was Netflix, wasn't it?
Hours. I forgot who. I don't remember who. But I found it so distasteful and fucked up.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Which leads me to the show called Black Mirror, because I watched the new season of Black Mirror.
I never watched that show. I've seen some stuff of it, but I never like got into it.
It's not long. There are multiple seasons.
Yeah.
I think this was like the 6th season or some shit. I recommend the beginning 4 or 5 seasons, and also the episodes aren't long, they fluctuate. Some seasons have like literally 3 episodes, and some of them have 4 or 5.
It's like a BBC show.
But I wholeheartedly recommend the first few seasons. After that, it's up to your own discretion. The latest season is like a mixed bag. But the funny thing is, the very first episode, which is the best episode of the season, literally makes fun of this shit.
Of like a horrible event happens and then someone picks it up to make a documentary?
Actually, sorry, it was the second episode, not the first. The second episode does it, yeah. Like, the second episode of the new season literally is a dude going out to do a documentary about something. It kind of goes to shit. It gets really personal. And it's basically like his own personal story. And like everyone is congratulating him because he wins like an award for it. But the guy is like scarred for life. And nobody's acknowledging that this is traumatic for him. They're just like, wow, you great content, amazing. And it's just like, he's like, this completely fucked me up from the inside.
I mean, understandable.
But nobody cares. Everyone's just like, good job, you got good ratings.
I remember the weirdest. I think we talked about this before. Yeah, we did, because I remember you told me what the show's name, Deadliest Catch.
Right.
Yeah, this is the same thing where one of the captains died, and then the show decides to make like a episode about the guy, and it's like to the kid like, so your dad died. How you feeling? And it's like, bro, what the fuck is this?
I feel pretty good.
It's fucked up. It's true though.
God damn. But yeah, I ended up watching Black Mirror, and that was pretty okay. Not bad. It was a mixed bag, sort of.
From what I can tell, from like when the show was coming out. It's just a show to entertain. Like it wasn't something like any of the people I remember talking about. It wasn't something like, holy shit, this is like Breaking Bad or something like that. It's more like, oh shit, this is like fun for like an hour or whatever each episode.
It's, to me, it was really good, and then it started getting worse and worse. If I had to sum up the beginning of the first few seasons of Black Mirror, I would say the equal to it is Twilight Zone.
That's what I remember, yeah. It was just the sci-fi tech-based horror thing.
And I loved it. It was so good, and now it's just becoming very like... It kind of feels like they're just shoehorning it in and very like, it's like, get it? Government sucks, I guess, or some bullshit like that. Whatever. It feels very shoehorned in, and I kind of got sad about it.
Well, I mean, the show's been running for a long time, right?
It's 6 seasons, so I guess so.
But I guess like the ideas just start to like dry up.
Twilight Zone never dried up, did it?
Well, apparently that recent one was garbage. The one with Jordan Peele. People were saying that one was bad.
I didn't watch that.
I remember being excited about it, but I never watched it either. But I remember the reception was people saying like it's not good.
Did you hear? Because we were talking about movies. Did you hear that apparently there's like 2 different versions of Spider-Verse?
I brought it up to you.
Did you?
Yeah.
When was this?
And I showed you the tweet that showed the different versions.
Oh right, this was on Discord then. This wasn't like talking.
Yeah. No, we haven't talked in a while.
I'm walking the walk at least. But sometimes.
Oh yeah, we talked about it on Discord because I was like, I just find it weird. I don't get it. Like, why was there 2 different versions of it?
Yeah, and I remember saying the only thing I could think of is just they were like revisions, but they couldn't like give the new version to the theater or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Some people are talking about it on Twitter. They're like, man, I really hope this specific version is in the Blu-ray.
I'm not the kind of guy to raise a
It's very weird that people have preferences.
I mean, apparently there's a scene where Miles rides Spider Horse, but it's not in a specific cut of it.
That is weird. I forgot that, yeah, there are changes that are actually... Because from what I remember, it was dialogue changes, but I forgot there was stuff than that.
Like, there are preferences. Like, I prefer the one where the lady puts a filter on fucking Miguel, like the bunny filter, instead of pointing at him. Because I'm like, pointing doesn't do much.
Late for apologies, man.
There's one that I don't know which one I prefer, which is the one where what's his name?
Miles. Ben Riley?
Yeah,
Scarlet
Ben
Spider?
Riley. Yeah, when he puts him in the hold. I don't know which line I prefer. Because apparently there's 2 different lines.
What were the lines?
I'm too good.
I gotta find it.
The one I think I remember that I saw in the theater was him describing his muscles.
That was a really good quote. This wasn't a change, but I like the quote of, "Sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm thinking about my past."
Yeah, I think that's literally when they like first see him. I love that they decided to give him like, yeah, man, like Scarlet Spider came out. The Clone Wars came out when the 90s, and all comics around that time were edgy. All those like, McFarlane was doing that art for Scarlet Spider and Spider-Man. It's all edge.
Like, he's one of my favorite Spider-Man. I love him.
I love later in the movie where like they hop into his universe with Miguel and Spider-Woman. And Miguel like gives an order to Ben Riley, and he's like, what was he? He's like, "You're not my dad," or something like that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, where like he's ordering Scarlet Spider, and he says something like that, like you're not my dad, or fine, dad.
I think he does.
That's what I remember. It was pretty fucking funny. That movie's so good. I just remember the part where he's fighting the spot, like with the duck. They're in like they transport into like a cafe or some shit.
I know. What
Yeah, and like there's all the bubbles and shit, and like there's the kids, and he's like, he takes off the fucking mask.
He's like, I don't think I want to wear this mask.
Yeah, I was like, damn, bro.
But the other kid's wearing the regular. Like
yeah, regular Spider-Man.
Your battles on your own terms.
Oh fuck.
Anyone out there calling themselves a fighter is walking that same
So
path,
stupid.
and giving it everything.
Apparently, the next movie,
There's no doubt about
I
that.
can't remember if I did read this or I just imagined it, but I remember seeing something that the next movie is not next year. Like, don't expect a 2024 release.
Yeah, they want to try to hit it next year, but they don't think it will.
Yeah,
Sure that I've changed all that much.
and apparently this one they did crunch for the movie.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, like, yeah, it wasn't crazy, right? Like, yeah, like animators or something were talking about like the work on it. It was tough. Like people had complaints.
Yeah, and people are like, you shouldn't rush these people because it's a lot of hard work.
The game industry has been talked about a lot, but I don't think for animation in movies that hasn't really been brought up. I think
It's been brought up here and there, but not as much as games has it, I think.
like recently, yeah. A game has been scrutinized, but I can't imagine or remember a time where like people are talking about like for Pixar or Disney, like yo, what the fuck, and they actually decided to like talk about it, like the company.
Would gouge each other's eyes out, if that's what it took. A pancratiast's pride was everything.
I mean, in
With
general,
many choosing
crunch is
death
never
over
really a good
submitting
thing, is it?
defeat. And
I'm pretty sure that's true, because
what am
I remember
doing
seeing
worse?
like a paper or something, like a study saying that like crunch in the end doesn't improve workflow, something like that.
Of course.
Does or doesn't?
And these
I think doesn't.
all I need.
United Kingdom.
I'm trying so hard to find it.
No mercy.
Yeah, I just saw the article. Well, hold on. This is Twitter. Is there an actual article? Spider-Verse artists say working on the sequel was death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I never talked about this movie, huh? I saw Puss in Boots, The Last Wish,
Oh, you did!
and
Hey!
well, this movie just came out. I saw Elementals also.
It was a beautiful fight.
Super Mario, I remember we talked about.
So what'd you think of Boots and Boots?
The animation was great. It's crazy, like some of the colors they do.
I thought the story was really good too.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, this is the third movie or something like that, right?
What do you mean by third?
Like this isn't the first movie. It's like a part of a trilogy, I think, if I remember right. When I looked it up.
Nah, this is, well, for Boots and Boots, it's the second movie.
Well, either way, like what I thought it was like its own like first movie, but it's not. When I remember watching it,
Because,
was the
for
first
Boots-
movie like this? Like, why was the first movie not talked about?
No, it wasn't like this.
So I guess that's why everyone was talking about this one.
Yeah, because they went with the animation from like Spider-Verse. Because I think this was like literally the second movie that did the Spider-Verse animation.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is supposed to be TMNT.
The one that's coming out.
Yeah,
Oh, that's coming out soon, I think.
that I'll watch.
Yeah, that one we could watch. I finally saw the trailer. I forgot what movie I was watching, but I saw the trailer and like how it looked. I remember you said you didn't like it.
I don't like the fact that they went really kiddie with it. But that's just a preference thing. I'm not gonna say that these aren't the Turtles, because they are the Turtles. I think the only thing I'm pissed off about is the fact that April O'Neil looks like a fucking Ninja Turtle. She literally looks like a potato.
Come on, man.
It's not even just me. Tati even fucking went. She looks fucking terrible. She looks
just
more like a turtle than the
He's
turtle.
just chubby, no?
Chubby my ass. That bitch look round.
Jesus. Yeah, but to the point where you're saying she looks like a Ninja Turtle.
She looks like if you ripped like her jacket off.
I gotta
would
see that
believe-
again because I remember just seeing her like, yeah, she's just like a little fat.
Nah, if you rip off her jacket / pants, I shit you not, she has a whole turtle shell right back there.
Oh my god. So fucked up.
She looks terrible.
Really? I didn't remember hating it when I saw the trailer.
Her design looks like garbage. She looks like she can't
I
even
gotta
fight.
look this. There's no way. Well, no, I agree with you there, but like you're to the point where you're saying like, yo, she's ugly as fuck. She looks like a tortoise.
Like her face looks fine. It's just the fucking body. The body literally looks like she looks like a turtle.
What was the name of the movie? Mutant something, right? Well, Google will probably know it.
I think it's Mutants in Manhattan.
That's the old school show. Oh, here we go. She does look kind of weird.
I told you.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not crazy.
to the point, to me, she looks like a little adult. It's very weird.
Little adult my ass. She's not even supposed to be an adult.
No, she's a teenager too. But to me, it looks like a, you know, like how in video games when they make a kid character. I remember this shit with like stuff like LA Noire. Like if they do a kid character, it's like an adult model, but they just shrink it.
I guess.
That's what this reminds me of. It looks like an adult model, but they just shrinked it because she's supposed to be a teenager. Come on, it's not to the point where like, yo man, she's a fucking tortoise.
I'm not even the only one that, like, literally the only issue I've heard for this movie, because I'm the only, I haven't heard anyone really talk about the fact that they are like actual kids.
Yeah, that's the thing I want to talk about. That I actually thought that's interesting because like, I remember when I saw it, I was thinking about like, yeah, every show I was watching, I remember seeing, they're not actually teenagers. They're more like young adults or like in their 20s or something like that. Like the 2003 show, they more sound like a 20-year-old, not really a teenager.
I disagree, because most of the time they're always actual teenagers. Like they're at least like 17, 18. But these, they look like.
I guess it's that, sure. It's more that I'm thinking like teenager. I'm thinking someone who's like 14 or something like that.
Yeah, like these look like middle schoolers, and
Is
I'm
it-
just like. Ugh.
Or like freshmen.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I can't wait to hear a bunch of stupid kid jokes. Yay.
I remember the funniest. Oh, what was it? The funniest thing I remember from the trailer was it Leo who said like, "You ratted us out," and everyone's like, "Bro, you can't."
I think it was Mikey.
Oh, it was
Mikey
Mikey,
did
yeah.
it. And yeah, that I laughed
Like
at.
in 2023 or something like that.
That was like a racist joke. I
That
love
was
it.
really good.
It's like, come by.
The thing I'm iffy about though is, if I remember right, the director is Seth Rogen, wasn't it? It was like a name like that,
Yeah, it was.
and I was like, what?
It's Seth Rogen guy.
I'm not sure. It's weird. Cause like it looks good. I'm okay with them sounding more younger, but then seeing like that, like the writers, and I remember some of the cast they show. I'm like,
Did you ever watch what's it called? That Cartoon Network show, Gumball?
I saw clips of it. Never saw the show.
The kid who plays Gumball is the kid that plays Leonardo.
Is Gumball the son?
Yeah, Gumball's the blue cat.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, he plays the voice of him, and I'm not sure. I don't really hate any of the voices. I think the only thing I hate is again, April O'Neil's design. I despise. I don't really. I'm not a fan of them being kids, but I get it. And for some reason, the main villain is this guy called Superfly.
Yeah, and I'm I was surprised that they're going with not making the Shredder the main villain for this one.
And
Like someone
I
who's
don't
well
care-
known.
I don't care that it's not the Shredder. I really don't mind. It's just the fact that Superfly is supposed to be, at least the old cartoons, it's supposed to be Baxter Stockman who turns into like a fly.
Oh, is that Baxter then in the trailer?
Maybe he has like a weird like afro-ish hair, I think, from what I remember. But he looks tough, and he doesn't look smart, which is why I think they called him Superfly instead of Baxter Stockman, because I don't think his name was Superfly. Yeah, they just called him Baxter Stockman, even in the old show.
That was a beautiful.
And in the CG show, apparently, the one that came out on Nickelodeon.
Maybe it's just it could be they just took that character design but decided not to make him Baxter for the movie.
I guess. I do like the way Rocksteady looks. And
Oh yeah,
I
they
think
showed them. Yeah.
Bebop's okay. Rocksteady looks great. I like that he's like this big, stupid-looking rhino guy. But I find it weird that they're working under him. Like again, I don't know how the fuck this mutant shit happened, so I don't know how the story's gonna go for this.
I like the idea where in the trailer they showed like, I guess them meeting each other for the first time, the turtles and the other mutants, and they, from what it looked like in the trailer, it's like they don't immediately hate each other. They're like, oh shit, cool, another mutant. Like that makes sense to me. Like you're the turtle and like, you know, everyone's a fucking human. You haven't met anyone like you besides, I guess, Splinter.
So that's a thing in the comics, in the IDW comics.
Is the whole this storyline in the comics?
No, because Superfly isn't a thing in the comics. Like Baxter Stockman, at least to the point that I read, which is almost up to issue 100, doesn't become a fly. But in the comics, there is a group of people who are mutants. And that is important, and the turtles do have, they either work together sometimes, or sometimes they're rivals. That happens. Like, one of the characters in the movie is, I spotted him from the corner when they revealed all the mutants. I'm pretty sure is Mondo Gecko, which is like this cool fucking lizard guy who rides a skateboard. And he was in the original, like, the show, the cartoon show, and he's in the comics.
Okay.
I hope he talks, and I hope he's all about like skateboarding and being radical.
I mean, from what it looks like, they're going very deep into like the lore, right?
Hopefully.
Like compared to, I guess, I mean, when was the last Turtles movie?
Movie?
I guess the Michael Bay ones, right? Did those? I mean, I never heard them talking about like, oh, at least those movies, they go very deep into like the history of the Turtles.
It's Michael Bay, so no, it's basic bitch shit. Where it's just like, look, it's Shredder and Krang,
Yeah.
and that was it. Oh, and then Bebop Rocksteady were in the second one, obviously. Which I think was like the best part of that whole entire movie. Once they were gone, I really didn't care.
I don't think I ever saw any of those movies.
I did, and I think the second one is probably the better out of the two.
That's the one with Krang, right?
It is the one with Krang, but it's also the one with the best characters, which are Bebop and Rocksteady. I think if it wasn't for them, the movie would just be complete garbage. Which isn't much, because it's not like they elevate it to like any higher than what it is.
Sure. That's just how those properties are, though. Like the Transformers movies are the same thing too. They're like, there's never one of them that were like, oh yeah, this shit's amazing.
Did you watch the new one? That's another one that came out recently, or is coming out.
Yeah, didn't I talked about that one, didn't I?
Fight with all your
No.
heart.
I thought I did. I remember saying I liked it, but you know, it's better than the Michael Bay. It's like Bumblebee, where it's better than the Michael Bay ones, but it's not, you know, anything to brag home about.
God damn, I'm stupid. You did talk about this. You said the exact same thing last time.
Yeah, fucking me. Did I mention the Mega Man armor or no?
The Mega Man.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, a dude puts on this armor that looks exactly like a Mega Man X armor. He's got like a Mega Buster. He's fucking dashing.
When you said a random dude, I thought you meant the funny one, the one that's yellow. And it's just some guy in like a leotard and like a helmet.
What the
Not a
fuck?
leotard.
What are you
The-
talking about?
The one from what's it called? The one from that they put in Street Fighter X Tekken.
Oh no! Bad box art Mega Man.
Yeah, bad box.
No. Like cool Mega Man, like X,
That would've been-
like actual robot armor. That's bad.
But yeah. So you enjoyed it more than the Michael Bay ones, at least.
No, yeah, it's good. It's good.
So
Like, I
wait,
like
this
that.
isn't by Michael Bay?
No. I forgot who was the director, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same dude who did Bumblebee.
Yet it looks like a Michael Bay film. Is that just the CG style they're going for from now on?
Yeah, I just assume that's the style they'll do Transformers just because that's how it's been. Even if they change directors, they're just gonna keep that style.
So they'll never do like, I don't fucking know, like
Yeah.
maybe experiment with it and do
They
like a
probably
Spider-Verse
look at the
thing?
Turtles. Like maybe at some down the line they'll do something like that.
They should.
I bet it would happen, but just now, no.
And then you'd be happy for once about Transformers.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I don't know, man, this looks like fucking a bunch of metal pieces moving around. I don't fucking know.
That's the one thing I liked about this one and Bumblebee is just the fact that Transformers are more distinct than the Michael Bay one, so you can actually tell what the fuck is happening when they fight.
God, when I was watching those reruns here on the TV, because Tati left it running that one time, I could not understand what the fuck was going on with the Transformers. You would hear a bunch of like noises like, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on.
I hated all the fucking Decepticons in those movies because they all look the same. At least the fucking Autobots, they have like primary colors.
I mean, didn't you also love that in every single movie Optimus like dies, but then he comes back and then kills everybody?
I never saw. Isn't that the fuck the one after the Dinobots? Wasn't that one?
I think so.
I never saw it. Like I stopped after the third one. Like I never saw. I think there was 5 Michael Bay ones. I never saw 4 or 5.
Fight with all your heart.
Hope you're not a sore loser.
I saw the one where the fucking guy's like, where are you? Yes, sir, I'm under enemy scroll.
Yeah, that was fucking 2. When they're in the desert and they're fighting. Nah, maybe it was Devastator. He just doesn't look like G1. But yeah, he's like under his nuts.
There's wrecking ball.
Yep. I think in that same movie too, there's that fucking robot who keeps humping Megan Fox's leg.
I think you're right.
And then there's that one robot who tries to fuck Shia LaBeouf to kill him. But he fucks it up for some reason
Beautiful fight.
and finds out she's a robot.
It's so stupid.
I think the one negative I can think of the recent movie is just they didn't do much with the Maximals really.
Does Optimus transform into a truck?
Yeah, he does.
Why the fuck couldn't they put that in?
I don't know. They're lazy.
Because I was gonna say, if he didn't transform into a truck, I'd be like, oh, okay, fine, that makes sense. I get it. Fortnite's just doing the movie thing.
No, he absolutely. That would be so stupid if in the movie he never turns to a truck. You'd be like, that's the point of the name. What? Why'd I pay $20 to watch this?
Oh, man. What was it? Oh, right. I was gonna talk about a little bit more about Puss in Boots.
Oh, right.
I like that movie a lot because it tackles like fucking the scene where he has like a panic attack.
I want to talk about that because like it's so weird to me how much that's been in movies lately. Spider-Verse is gonna have one. Puss in Boots had one. There was another movie I remember seeing that also had a panic attack. I was like, what the hell? What is this?
It's almost like mental health is a thing that should be taken seriously.
I'm really trying to remember what other movie was it.
It's not talked about often.
Well, I guess yeah, nowadays it is.
That
They
or
keep-
in kids movies, because people are like, oh, nah, kids, you know, they're like, they don't know shit. I talk about serious topics. Kids just want to see colors.
Yeah, every kid movie has to be colorful. Puss in Boots is colorful too.
The fucking villain's an asshole.
Oh, the fuck, what was his name? You're talking about the human one, right?
Yeah, the Pie Man.
Yeah, him. Yeah. I like Jiminy Cricket, where he's like, what's he say? He says at some point like, "You're a bad man," or something like that. Like he basically can't be redeemed.
He goes, "You're an irredeemable monster."
Yeah. It was really good.
And he's like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate it."
I'm surprised he didn't win with all those bullshit items he had in that bag.
God, he pulled the sword in the stone, but he never got it out of the stone.
Yeah, that's funny. Just cut the fucking stone out. There you go. Oh, I remember fucking the Mario movie. He had a panic attack at one point, I think.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
You still haven't
Mario
seen
has
it?
a panic. No, I haven't seen it. Mario has a
Oh,
panic
wow.
attack.
It's not really like as like an actual, how do you say it? Like part of a plot, like in Puss in Boots. It's just that one moment you see him like breathing hard, like sort of panicking and hiding.
I don't think Mario needs to have a panic attack.
That's what I remember. Because I remember it was like all these kid movies are having like panic attacks, and I was like, that's so weird. Why?
I'm kind of okay with that in Puss in Boots, but I'm just like, I don't picture Mario ever having a panic attack. I can
Yeah,
picture
yeah.
Luigi having a panic attack,
But just because he's a scaredy cat.
but Mario, I could never picture him having a panic attack.
I say why not? Just because Mario is so bland. Like he has no character in the games. He's literally vanilla.
Hey man, Mario is like the Superman.
But Superman actually has a character.
Mario just wants to save the princess. He's just a nice guy.
But he has no like characteristics to him. Like at least I think that's why Luigi is just so popular, because it's like, oh bro, he's a scaredy cat. Like you can actually describe him. What the fuck is Mario?
Mario wants to be in the spotlight. He wants to be number one.
I mean that
That's-
maybe is true just because of the Olympic Games.
That's why he's always like, "Oh, Luigi, get the fuck out of the way." You're second fiddle to me, Luigi. You're always gonna be second fiddle to me. Before Luigi's like, "Hey, it's Mario." That's fucked.
I like the dog in the movie.
There was a dog?
No, in Puss in Boots.
Oh! I was like, there's a dog in the Mario movie?
Was there a dog? No, I don't think
Isn't
so.
that
They
just
could have added that
Yoshi?
dog from Yoshi's Island.
Oh, man.
Oh wait, no, there is a dog in the Mario movie.
There's a dog in the Mario.
Yeah, he's in the beginning.
Oh, he's in the real world.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Because Because I know that for sure. I know that there's a real world thing in the Mario movie, but that's it. They somehow get to the mushroom kingdom. Probably to a pipe.
Nah, no way.
Italy.
That day.
Man, I
could feel
fucking love the
someone's
wolf's
eyes
design
on
in Puss in Boots.
It was the first time I had
Yeah, I
ever
already knew
seen
about
her.
that just because it was fucking everywhere
Knew it
when the movie was out.
She
Damn
was
right.
Just like me.
I thought he was
Are
the
you
villain.
really satisfied just
He's a
watching?
secondary villain. He's like a force of nature compared to an actual villain.
No, yeah, but I thought like just because I saw him everywhere, I thought he was supposed to be the main villain of the movie.
Nah, he's just really cool.
But he's not even like an actual thing.
He's a representation of death.
hmm
All your heart.
That final fight was cool as hell.
Did you ever see the video that went around that puts Metal Gear Revengeance music during that fight?
No.
Oh my
Never saw
god.
that. Which one?
It's during the fight versus him and Death.
No,
It's
but like
so
which
fucking good.
Metal Gear? Is it like the Armstrong one?
No, it's the one where he fights his equal. Forgot his name.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There will be blood. Shit. Yeah, that one. That's the song that they use for that one. I'll send that to you at some point.
hmm
But yeah, that shit was dope. So that was a good one. Then you said you watched another movie. You watched Puss in Boots and you watched something else.
Oh, Elemental. It was in the article.
Oh, that generic slop. How'd you feel about it?
It's alright.
Yeah.
It's like it's mid, I guess. Not bad, it's not good.
Like, I get what they're trying to portray in the movie, but I always found it really dumb that they're like,
To a wonderful battle.
she's literally fire. There's nothing you can do about that. That's not in the same aspect of like let's say Zootopia, where it's like, oh, I'm a carnivore, and I'm like, yeah, but you're not gonna. It's not like you are forced to munch on a fucking animal. Like, she can't stop being fire.
I guess the only thing they show is just that she just has to be careful when interacting with other people, that's all.
I guess.
And then they show off that she can interact with the water dude, like touch him and all that.
I guess. It's just really dumb to me.
I think it's weird
like-
that they made all the fire people. I guess because like what you're saying, the fire can't be like the other ones. Because they're fire. They have fire like in the fucking ghetto. It's like, what the fuck? This is some
Oh.
fucked up shit.
Also, that also doesn't make sense because they have a train that pushes water out
Yeah,
on
all the
top of
time.
the ghetto,
The chance to battle
and
with
like, doesn't that kill them?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Say, do you happen to know the meaning of Pancration?
In the movie, that train is why like the climax happens too.
There are countless fighters all
That, like,
across
makes
the
no
world
sense.
to challenge with all my might.
I don't know.
And I get so
I knew the
excited
second I saw
thinking
that
about
trailer,
it
I was like, I don't
that
care,
it
and a lot of
keeps me
people ended
awake
up
at
not really
night.
caring for it.
This is like
I think I got it right the
like
first
watch it
time.
one time and that's it.
You are simple-minded.
Like I don't think it's bad enough like to not watch it if you're interested,
No.
but I don't think it's to the point where like, oh yeah, this is a movie you'll rewatch later down the line.
Like, I think the only reason I'd watch is for like some of the
My
animation
name is
stuff.
Marisa,
I thought the water
and
movement
I'm
stuff
a
was pretty funny looking.
Pancratius who takes on every challenge.
I guess whenever it hits Disney Plus, I say it's worth watching it the one time and then that's it.
It feels like a very Disney Plus movie.
Thanks for playing.
I mean, that's how it was for a lot of their movies when COVID happened. Like Luca and Turning Red, a lot of people didn't really watch it in the theater. They just watched it in Disney Plus. Oh, those movies are better than this one, though. Yeah, those are definitely better than this one.
It's time to heat up for the fight of my life. Show 'em what I got, 'cause you know that
What
it's
else
my
was there?
style. Brought till I fall, boy. Give it my all, boy. Got me feeling like I can fight 'em all.
Oh, right, because we talked about games before, and you mentioned The Witcher, and that reminded me of something else. Apparently, Cyberpunk is coming back. Like, they're trying to make a comeback with it.
I
Yeah, the expansion is coming out soon.
And it's supposed to like change the whole entire game apparently.
I don't know about that. I just know it's another story thing.
Apparently the expansion is supposed to like rework the whole game. Like it's supposed to rework skills, rework how NPCs work and stuff like that.
That's interesting. I'll probably play it whenever that comes out.
I'd like to get a physical copy.
Unless it's like $60 for that, then fuck that.
I'd like to get a physical copy of Cyberpunk because that thing was everywhere and now I can't find it.
Well, I mean, at this point, you should just wait until they make that complete version with that DLC one.
I hope they do.
They'll do.
They might.
They did that with The Witcher.
But The Witcher was good.
They'll do it with this one too. Because it's like they could get more money selling the complete version. I just hope it's good, the DLC thing. I just assume it is just because like they know how much they fucked up with the original game.
I hope so. I hope that they actually gave people time to work on it.
And they're still working on the original one. Like, I don't think it's out, but I remember at the time I was playing, they were saying that they were gonna make a big update with how melee works in the game. Like swords and knives and stuff, they were gonna do a new thing for that.
They're still working on it.
Yeah. I mean, when I played it, they were I think the latest update was the... What was it? It was either the Cops one or the Edge Runner one. Because apparently when the game came out, Cops wasn't a thing.
I thought it was.
No. Like how GTA works, where like if you just kill a bunch of people and you get stars and stuff like that and the cops chase you, that wasn't a thing.
That makes no sense.
Now it is. Like when I played it, like yeah, if I shot up a bunch of people, like cops would chase me. What else was it? Oh, now I remember the DLC thing. I think one of the biggest things they're gonna do that the original game doesn't have is vehicle combat. Because when they revealed Cyberpunk, they showed like you shooting off a car and stuff like that, but that's not in the game. You can't just do that.
Speaking of stuff like that, that's currently happening with Fable.
The new one?
Yeah, because people are like, this trailer looks too good, and a lot of the stuff that you see in it looks like stuff that is just pre-rendered. But apparently everything that you saw in that trailer is in-engine.
So it's real. Like I heard they revealed the new Fable, but I didn't see it. Like I don't know what's new about it.
If you had watched that trailer, you would also think the same thing I would think, where it's like, one or two shots look like it's an in-game thing, but most of this looks like it was pre-rendered, even though it says it's in-game.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, did they show a date for that game or not?
I don't remember.
Because like, I can assume, I don't know how it looks, but I can just assume like whatever they showed and it said it's in-game. I just assume sure, just because how long it's been since they've been working on that game. Like fuck man, I remember that teaser and I was like, I want to say they showed that 2018? Like the one with the fucking fairy?
I think so.
They showed nothing for that game for so many years.
I miss Fable.
I only played 2. I never played 1 or 3. And I heard 3 was bad.
I played 1, 2, and 3.
Was 3 bad?
3 was not as good as the second one, but it was okay. I liked it. It was an enjoyable experience.
I remember if you
wish
ate a
they
lot
did
in
more.
2, you got fat.
That's with any Fable game.
And I think if you turn bad, you actually look bad too.
Yes.
It was kind of like
That
the
was-
infamous thing.
That was the whole point of Fable. Like the whole point of Fable is that like you're supposed to be a Fable. Like you're supposed to be either a crazy good hero or a crazy bad villain. And like you choose your own path and whatnot. And I think Fable 3 ended up doing this thing where you're royalty.
Yeah, I remember you were a king in that game.
So yeah, you could either be a tyrant or an actual good king. So for some reason, I don't understand. Street Fighter's acting really weird for me.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to look at my friends list in Street Fighter, but it won't let me.
Maybe the... I doubt it, because I don't remember having trouble with the servers.
It keeps giving me like an error.
Maybe there is a server issue right now? Or maintenance?
Communication error. Well, you're in it, aren't you?
No, I'm in like the main menu.
Let me see if I can get in the battle. Because I didn't know, apparently you can get drive tickets from avatar matches.
Yeah, some of the challenges give you drive tickets.
I need the drive tickets.
But I don't think... I think it's the... I don't remember which one it is. I think dailies maybe no. Because you got dailies, weekly, and I think there's a monthly.
I think this is an event, so it's timed.
I haven't looked at it because just... I finished the battle pass like a long time ago.
But drive tickets are important.
That's true. I never thought of
Drive
that.
tickets,
Like that I
drive
could
tickets are
still
the
get,
cost.
yeah. I just never
Find you-
thought about it because like I don't need the kudos anymore. To spare a ticket, I want to buy a shoe.